Hey, what's going on, guys? Logdotzip here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Redstone video. No funny intro this time. I'm not hilarious enough to figure out what I would do with this, but basically, I'm going to show you how you can stop time in Minecraft using the latest snapshots. I'm going to give you a prime example of this right now. We're going to spawn this villager in, and he's got some tasty zombies over there waiting to eat his flesh, or, you know, whatever they do. So, we got the villager, and let's just boom! That's gonna, yeah, and there they go. They're going to chase him, but I think we should stop time. And just like that, the action has ceased. He's even mid-hit in the air. You walk right through these guys. You can't affect them in any way. And the moment you step off of your stopwatch, it's business as usual. And once again, freeze him. Oh, it's funny. It's like a chase. What's going to happen? I think he's just probably going to die. Anyways, yes, I'm going to show you how you can make your own ability to freeze time in Minecraft using the command blocks. We'll cover the sounds. It even freezes, if you look real close, it even freezes that. Everything stops. Time stops, the mobs stop, everything stops. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, ratings always appreciated. I want to see if we can get 800 likes for the next Redstone video. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and break down this sucker for you, huh? So this is the full set of commands you're going to need. It's actually quite simple. Anything to the right of the yellow wool is optional. It does the cool sound, like the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's just a cool aesthetic effect. You don't actually need it for the commands or anything, but I thought I would include it in case you were interested. Everything you actually need is going to be these 4 blocks on top, these 3 blocks on bottom, these 3 command blocks, basically just to the left of the wool. You also don't need what's behind here. This is connected to the sound. But as you saw, it freezes time. Let's place down a couple mobs. Nobody bid. Oh wow, that's cute. Hey guy, that's a nice surprise. So we got a few mobs down. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not minding anybody's business. But I think we're gonna freeze them anyways. So they will freeze. Suddenly, they are almost as if they're not entities. You can walk right through them. You can't actually move them. You go right through them. Normally, when mobs are not frozen, you can actually kind of push them a little bit like that. But when you put this sucker down, again, it's back to being frozen. Now, this works across the board. Let me go ahead and start showing you some of these command blocks as well. So the first one is just your run-of-the-mill redstone block. By the way, there's going to be a world download if I, cover some of these commands a little too fast. I can also put them in the description as well. This is just a command block that is constantly giving off the redstone signal. Over here is the first command block that is from the newer snapshots, and what this is test for a selected item. There was a way to do this before. Basically what this is testing for is if you were holding a certain item in your inventory. The way it used to work was you needed a command block for every single slot on your hotbar, which is, the 9 slots down there. Now it can just detect if you're holding a certain item. So what we've gone ahead and done is made it search for me holding a clock, and we've named it stopwatch. So for example, I've got this clock on, however, because it's not named stopwatch, it's not effective, it's not working or anything, but the moment you name it stopwatch, you don't have to name it anything, by the way. And what's really cool about it is it actually updates wherever you move it. So suddenly I'm not holding it in that slot anymore, so time has once again resumed. But once I put it right back here, even though I've moved it, it once again starts to activate. Now we can go over some of the other commands, and I will show you some more examples of the time stopping in just a second. So down here are the command blocks are used for when time is stopped, and up here are the command blocks that are used for when time has resumed. You'll notice that the moon has actually stopped moving as well, and here are the commands down here. So do daylight cycle, false. That is what's making the sun, or in this case the moon, stop moving. So the first instance of time being frozen. Now this is the other command block that was recently introduced, and this is the no AI. And this is a tag that you can give to mobs that, again, makes them immobile, makes them ignore gravity, and the silent tag I added as well makes them silent. So it's literally like they are frozen in time. They don't look around, they don't move, they don't do anything. And it works, oddly enough, it works for flying objects as well. So we'll stop time again, and look, suddenly these bats, they ain't going anywhere. They're not moving at all. Obviously they're still flapping in place. That's not something that you can necessarily freeze it. Same with gas, the little squigglies, they'll keep moving around. But that is the bottom row, and that is what's causing things to freeze. And now the last one right here is do fire tick false. So I'm gonna set this sucker on fire. I went ahead and put the random tick speed super high for this example so you can see the tree burning fairly fast. So we'll kind of set this on fire. You'll see it starts burning quite quickly, but the moment I put down my stopwatch, suddenly fire spread has stopped as well, and it will continue to be frozen until you take off your stopwatch, and the moment you take it off, things start burning again. So just as you'd figure, it's pretty good replica of time stopping. Let's stop it again because I don't want to killed precious tree. Now we'll cover the top blocks up here. Now what is basically going on here is when you don't have the clock selected, it uninverts this torch, which activates the rest of these, and these blocks up here are simply reversing down here. So you see do daylight cycle false. This just makes it true again. You've got no AI and silent on. This do daylight cycle true. Oh, do fire tick. So this turns the fire back on to regular burning speed. This does the daylight cycle. So we'll take the clock off and you'll notice that the moon will once again begin moving. Put it back on, it's frozen. You take it off, moving again. And of course this is what's putting the AI back so that they can start moving again, start chasing after people, and start making sounds again. But when I freeze it, even when I hit the mobs, they won't actually make any sound. And when I take it off again, you know, they start making, you get the idea. I think you're getting the picture. Now over here, this is just some fancy optional stuff. This is just play sound command blocks on some repeaters to kind of make things go at a certain speed. And the last command over here, this is changing the pitch. This is what's important. So this is just a random click. This is the click from dispensers, like the kind of when you press done. Listen. Oh, you can't really hear it because they're all whatever. Point is, once you set that off, it will set all these off slowly, change the pitch. It goes from 2 to 1.5 to 1.2 to 0.9. 2 is the max pitch you can have, and anything under 1 actually slows the speed. Now up here, it's simply the same thing, but in reverse. You start at 0.9 and you end at 2. So that is an optional thing. There's one other thing I wanted to kind of show off, and Enderman can kind of be a little bit finicky with this. You know, you can hit it, and if you stop time, you know, that's fine. You know, they stop as well, but when you hit them, sometimes they like to teleport away, and if it's the middle of daytime, sometimes they won't teleport away, and they'll get in their little angry shaking mode, but I haven't been able to consistently make that happen, so you got to deal with that. And then there's one other thing I was not able to figure out, and that is how to keep how to keep creepers, I should say, from blowing up. So even though you light them right here, they still blow up. I don't know how to freeze them while they're little fatties. Did you see, like, temporarily? I wish I could freeze them right there. There's probably a way to do it. I personally don't know how to. I thought I would upload this anyways in hopes that maybe one of you geniuses might know how to do it instead. And if one of you does, I will make sure to include it in the description for whoever comments about it. But honestly, that's about as simple as it gets. The cool part, it even works with regular mobs too, so you know, don't worry about that. Let's knock this cow off. So he is stuck in gravity. He's not moving. There's a little bit of a delay where they can move just a slight bit, but that is just waiting for it all to activate. And we'll take this off again, and he's gonna hit the ground. So I mean, that's really it. Once again, if you want to check out the download for this map, it will be in the description. But that's it for this video. Again, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a rating on it. Let's see if we can get 800 likes. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you next time. Thanks.